The OEM style headlights that we have here today will be one of the most affordable ways to help freshen up the front end of your 05 to 09 halogen equipped Mustang at home while adding a little bit more of that sinister styling at the same time. Now these DOT approved lights will combine a black housing with that crystal clear UV resistant lens and a one-piece design, all for right around that low $100 price point for the pair. So the OEM style lights that we're featuring here in today's video are going to be one of the most affordable ways in the category to help refresh that front end and maybe replace a damaged or faded set of stockers. Now, as the name implies, these are going to be perfect for the early S197 halogen owners who are really looking to stay true to the factory recipe thanks to the OE inspired design. Now, so oftentimes in the category here on the site, manufacturers can get a bit carried away with halos, projectors, LEDs, all that stuff all over the place. And while those certainly do have a fan base, I feel like a lot of owners out there might prefer to stick with something simple and clean like an OE inspired light, maybe a minor change in this case thanks to the black housings, and do so in a way that's going to be very budget friendly. Now let's break these lights down from a construction standpoint. It all starts with that clean retro styling that the 05 to 09 cars were really known for. Now the biggest appeal with these lights, besides the price point, will be the trade for the chrome factory style housing for a more aggressive and stealthy black housing. Now that black housing, while subtle, is still enough to give the front end a slightly more aggressive look, while the housing is then topped off with a crystal clear UV resistant polycarbonate lens. Now the headlights do not include any brand new bulbs out of the box, but you could always use this as an opportunity to swap over your existing bulbs or grab a new set from the site. Now I do want to point out the headlights are fully adjustable after the install and they are backed by a 1-year warranty in case you run into any issues. Price point certainly makes these even more attractive as they are going to run you in the very, very low $100 ballpark, making these one of the most affordable options on the site for your halogen equipped 05 to 09 car. Now, if you did want to go with one of those more wild aftermarket options I mentioned earlier that typically do swap out halogens for LEDs, add in some projectors, running lights, all that good stuff, you can certainly find a bunch of them here on the site, but they are no doubt going to be at least $100 to $200 more at the end of the day. So again, if you are looking to refresh, maybe subtly change up the look with the black housing and keep things extremely budget friendly, these are a no-brainer. All right, last but not least, now we want to shift gears and show you what it takes to get these installed on your Mustang at home. Site's going to go middle of the road, 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter here, taking you about an hour to complete from start to finish. But now to give you a better idea of how this one will go down in the garage or driveway at home, let's throw it out to the shop for our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
Tools required for this install include a ratchet, a clip remover tool, Phillips head screwdriver, 5.5 and 10 millimeter sockets, and a couple microfiber towels. What's up guys? Today we're installing a set of headlights on our Mustang. First we're going to watch a quick uninstall video showing you how to remove your factory headlights, and I'll meet you right back here for the install.
So for this install, we're going to have to pop off our upper radiator cover and our front bumper. It's a pretty simple process, and I'm going to walk you through it, so let's get started. I'm going to start by using my clip panel tool to remove the 6 push pins that hold the upper rad cover in. Then I'll pull the pins out and pull the rad cover off. Next, I'm going to take a 10 millimeter socket on my ratchet and remove the 2 bolts on either side of the front bumper at the top. Next, I'm going to use a Phillips head to remove the 3 screws in the inner wheel well liner to gain access to the 2 nuts that are behind the wheel well liner, and I'm going to do this on both sides. With my wheel liner pulled back out of the way, I have access to the 2 10 millimeter nuts here on the inside of the bumper. So I'm going to take my 10 mil socket on my ratchet and remove those. And now I can do the same exact thing on the other side. So we're just about ready to pull our front bumper off, but before we can do this, there's still a couple screws on the bottom, and there are some lights on either side of the bumper that need to be removed. There's 2 light sockets on either corner. I'm just gonna twist them out and remove them from the bumper, and then I can pull my bumper off. And now I'll just do the same thing on the other side. So now I'm just gonna use a 5.5mm socket and remove the 4 screws at the bottom of the bumper. So now I'm ready to pull my bumper away from my vehicle. While I do so, I'm going to unhook my 2 fog lights as I'm pulling everything out. Next, I'm just going to use my 10mm socket again to remove the 3 bolts that hold the headlight into place, and then I will disconnect the headlight connector from the back. There's 1 at the top and there's 2 at the bottom.
Now before we get our new headlights on the car, we're gonna have to transfer over our 1 bulb. So we can just twist to the left, drop that into our new one, and twist to the right. Do the same thing for your other headlight and we'll get these on the car. So now we can install our new headlight. We're just gonna plug in our 1 electrical connector in the back, and then we have our 2 bolt holes at the bottom and 1 up top. Thread in the bolt up top, and then we can get the bottom too. Now we'll go under and thread in our 2 bolts. And then we'll take a 10mm socket to tighten these down. And then we'll take that same 10mm socket, tighten down our top bolt. And then you can do that same thing on the other side. So now we can reinstall our front bumper. We're gonna grab our 2 bulb sockets and twist those back into place. And now we'll plug in our fog light connector, do the same thing on the other side, and then we can slide this into place. Next we can come to our wheel well. We have these 2 studs that are sticking down that are gonna go through our bumper. So we'll pop that into place. Now we usually have a nut for each. We're missing one of ours, so I'm just gonna go on the outer one here. We'll get that a couple threads on, and then we'll take a 10mm socket to tighten it down. And then we can replace our fender liner. And then with that replaced, we can start threading in our Phillips head screws. Then you can take a stubby Phillips head screwdriver to tighten these down. And now I've turned our wheel the other way so that we have a little more access to our bottommost screw. And then you can repeat that same process on the other side. Next, we can hop back under our front bumper to reinstall those 4 bolts. Might be a little bit hard to see. Two directly in the center and 1 on each outer edge. And then we'll grab a 5.5mm socket to tighten these all down. Next, we can reinstall the one bolt on either side of the bumper at the top. Thread that in, take a 10mm socket, tighten it down. And then do that same thing on the other side. Now lastly, we can reinstall our radiator cover. We're gonna slide this into the slot in the grill. And then we just need to reinstall all of our push clips. So that'll wrap up this review and install of the OEM style headlights with black housing and clear lens for your 05 to 09 Mustang with factory halogen headlights, excluding the GT500. Thank you for watching, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.